Hello. Today is the feast of St. Joseph, and I'm going to talk about something a little different today. I'm going to talk about dreams. But before I get there, this is being posted on my YouTube channel, and I would appreciate it if you will subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it if you would. That would be fantastic. So, as I said, the Feast of St. Joseph. Who was St. Joseph? So, St. Joseph is um, the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Joseph's father was Jacob. Why is that important? Well, it was prefigured in the Old Testament because in the Old Testament was Jacob, who had a son named Joseph. And Joseph was the big dreamer. He had brothers. They resented the fact that Joseph was the big dreamer. And they resented the fact that his father loved him so much. And they actually sold Joseph into slavery. They were going to throw him in a cistern. It's a big story that you can get in the Old Testament if you want to read it. But that prefigures the new Joseph. The first Joseph was a big dreamer. And in the New Testament, Joseph is a dreamer also. A dreamer of a slightly different kind, but a dreamer nonetheless. Joseph is told in a dream to take Mary as his wife, and he follows the guidance of the angel in the dream and does it. He also receives a dream after Jesus is born to go to Egypt to shield the child from Herod, who was killing the newborns. Why am I bringing all this up? Well, I'm bringing up in the context of dreaming, and I want to talk about dreaming today. You know, have you ever thought about children and our grandchildren and how big their dreams are? Ask a child what he wants to be or she wants to be when they grow up, and there are no limits. You have little girls that want to be astronauts, little boys that want to be garbage men, for whatever reason. It just is a reality that children or their dreams have not been suppressed. They haven't been beaten down by people saying, get real, you can't do that. And we're told that children hear no and you can't so many times on the way up that it's a wonder they can have any dreams whatsoever. In my life, I can share just a brief story that when I was in sixth grade, they had a debate with the Mothers Club, and I'm not going to get into the details of how it happened, but at the end of it, the mothers began to say, you have the gift of gab. You can be a lawyer. I didn't even know what a lawyer was. I grew up poor. But you know what? The seed had been planted that I could be a lawyer, and that became a dream. And it was not easy because I wound up having to quit college and go in the military because of money. I wound up getting out of the Navy and going back to school and have to finish my undergraduate and then going to school at night for law. But if you dream big and you believe in your dreams, you can do anything. One of the things that we have to be very aware of is that in the book of Proverbs, which by the way is a magnificent book, it's the wisdom of Solomon written down in the chapters. When you peruse through Proverbs, and by the way, you can read a chapter a day and read it in a month. And so there are many, many times in Proverbs where Solomon tells us through his writings that life and death, or the power of life and death, are in the tongue. What you say is so powerful, and what you say, your tongue is like the rudder of your life, because we know through scripture that our words are our seeds, and we know that what you sow, you reap. And so if you sow by speaking good things, you will reap better things than if you sow negative seeds into the world. So let us today, on the Feast of St. Joseph, become aware of dreaming. The fact that our dreams manifest themselves in the way we speak and the way we talk to our kids. And let us know that in human life, there's no limit to what we can do. This brain is the most powerful computer imaginable. There is no computer on earth with the power of what a brain can do. And yet we suppress the power of our brain so much by limiting what we ask it to do for us. Let us be aware that we start to expand the power of our brain through our vocabulary, through speaking positive things rather than negative things. And when we do that, and we do it on a regular basis, we can not only expand our horizon, but we can expand the horizon of the people around us, especially our children and our kids. I learned many years ago through reading positive books how to maintain a positive attitude, how to be positive in all things of life. Now, that doesn't mean that negative things won't happen, because yes, stuff happens, so to speak. But we have to understand that despite those things that happen to us, our reaction to it doesn't have to be negative. I heard many years ago that there's an old saying that you can't always determine what happens to you, but you can always determine your response to it, your reaction to it. And that's important, because if somebody comes at us in a negative way, we don't have to respond in a negative way. We can respond in a positive way. That doesn't mean you have to, be a wimp and not protect yourself or protect your rights. It just means that when we're talking about our future, when we're talking about objectives, when we're maintaining dialogue, stay on a positive plane, and then our brain will hear that positive. And if our brain continues to click in a positive way, our brain is limitless in what it can help us do. One day in a future talk, we'll talk about the brain and the power of the brain, but I will say this. I love that saying that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And that finds its genesis in Scripture, and it's manifested in a lot of positive mental attitude books and a lot of books on success. So today, on the Feast of St. Joseph, let's remember that the first Joseph was the big dreamer. The second Joseph was a dreamer. And through the dreams of Joseph, we have salvation, because salvation comes through Jesus, who was born of the Virgin Mary, and she was the wife of Joseph, and Joseph took care of Jesus and raised him as his son. With that, let us all enjoy the feast day of St. Joseph and have a wonderful day today. And remember, subscribe to YouTube channel, like the video, and share it. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.